When you think of great NBA coaches, the same names always echo. Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, Pat Riley. But here's the truth. For every legendary name carved in bronze, there are brilliant minds who shaped the game from the shadows. Coaches who never had superstar rosters, big markets, or media hype, yet changed basketball forever. These are the NBA's most underrated coaches, and their stories reveal what greatness really looks like when you strip away the trophies. Being an NBA coach might be the toughest job in sports. Every season, 6 or more head coaches lose their seats. One bad year, one injured star, one locker room feud, and you're out. The result? A league that celebrates champions but forgets the architects behind consistency, culture, and innovation. Take Jerry Sloan, for example. Over 23 seasons with the Utah Jazz, Sloan racks up more than 1,200 regular season wins, makes the playoffs 15 straight years, and even reaches 2 NBA Finals. Utah never lands a superstar free agent, never becomes a big market destination, yet remains relevant for decades. His teams were built on discipline, defense, and effort. Sloan's .603 winning percentage isn't far from Popovich's .658, but because he never lifted a championship trophy, his name barely enters greatest coach debates. Still, his fingerprints are all over the modern game: grit, accountability, and unshakable culture. Then comes George Karl, the high-speed visionary. Over 5 different franchises, Karl wins 1,175 games and turns fast-paced basketball into a weapon long before pace and space became a trend. His teams make the playoffs 22 times, though many of those runs end at the hands of Michael Jordan's Bulls dynasty. He clashes with management. And yes, he never wins the ring, but his philosophies on tempo, ball movement, and spacing, they're in nearly every NBA playbook today. Now meet Don Nelson, the mad scientist. Over 31 seasons, Nelson wins 1,335 games, pioneers the point forward roll, and embraces three-point shooting decades before the league catches up. He's the man who traded for Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash, reshaping how offense was built. Yet, because he never hoisted the Larry O'Brien trophy, he's often reduced to a footnote instead of being hailed as a prophet of the modern NBA. And then there's Flip Saunders. Coaching in Minnesota, Detroit, and Washington, he never had luxury rosters, but he squeezed every ounce of potential from what he had. He led the Timberwolves to 8 straight playoff appearances, helped shape the Pistons' championship DNA, and developed stars like Kevin Garnett, Chauncey Billups, and Juan Wall. Flip's style wasn't loud or flashy. It was built on structure, teaching, and trust. Players loved him. The media barely noticed. These coaches kept their teams competitive through roster changes, injuries, and evolving play styles. They didn't tank for draft picks or chase quick fame. They built habits, cultures, and belief. And that's what separates good coaches from great ones: the ability to win without the spotlight. Let's talk about Lenny Wilkens, one of the few true player coaches in NBA history. Over 32 seasons, Wilkens racks up 1,332 wins and even leads the Seattle Supersonics to their only championship in 1979. He retires as the winningest coach in NBA history at the time. Yet, outside of Seattle, his name rarely gets mentioned in dynasty conversations. Wilkens blended strategy with leadership, creating teams that could switch from half-court chess matches to fast-break artistry in an instant. He mentored players like Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson, teaching them how to think, not just play. Then there's Mike D'Antoni, the godfather of modern offense. His 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns rewrote basketball in the early 2000s. With Steve Nash running the show, D'Antoni's teams averaged nearly 110 points per game, forcing the entire league to evolve. Critics say he never won because of defense, but that misses the point. His playbook became the league's future. Every team that values spacing, ball movement, and pace today owes something to D'Antoni. Rick Adelman and Alvin Gentry are the unsung fixers, the stabilizers. Adelman's Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings played some of the most beautiful basketball of their eras. His free-flowing offenses turned Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic into stars, while meanwhile, Gentry became the go-to coach when franchises needed a turnaround, a culture reset. Over and over, he took rosters written off by critics and turned them into confident, competitive squads. And don't forget Hubie Brown, who won Coach of the Year twice, 20 years apart. His ability to adapt across generations, from New York in the 80s to Memphis in the 2000s, proved that teaching and evolution are timeless. His philosophies on player development and analytics still ripple through front offices today. These are the minds that kept basketball moving forward. Without fanfare, without trophies, often without credit. The truth is, championships define fame, but not always greatness. The coaches we've talked about didn't just win games. They built systems, developed superstars, and made organizations believe. They changed how basketball is played, taught, and understood. So the next time we celebrate the legends with rings, let's not forget the ones who changed the game quietly, the architects who built the foundation for others to stand on. Because sometimes the most powerful legacies aren't written in banners, they're written in the players, the systems, and the culture they leave behind. If you enjoyed this deep dive into basketball's hidden geniuses, don't forget to subscribe. I've got more untold stories coming soon. Thanks for watching. And here's to the coaches who made the NBA what it is, even if history forgot their names.